Hi friends, Jenny here. I have a time slot where a child hasn't booked a class, so I'm back 2 days later. Probably could use another day before I really have numbers that I want to talk about. But here we are, nonetheless. All right, I have an air purifier going next to me, so I hope that that is not annoying. But it's been going during all my classes, so I guess maybe I'll even go back and rewatch this video and see how well you can hear me. I hope you can hear me just fine. Okay, so it has been, well, I guess it's been 3. No, yeah, I circled the wrong one. It has only been 2 days since I last saw you. And on the day after, which isn't too unusual, the last time I talked to you, I had just lost 2. I don't even know. I don't know when I saw you. I don't know. I didn't mark it down. I'm sorry. I don't know. I feel like it's only been 2 days, but maybe it's been 3. I really can't recall. I thought that it was minus 2.8 pounds. All right, we're going to say it was. We're going to say it was minus 2 points, because I think that's right. I think that's right. My page that I am writing on here is now so incredibly messy as I'm trying to circle the dates that I actually do a video. All right, I'm circling today so I don't forget again. Anyway, sorry, I just keep looking down. That's so rude when people have videos and they're not looking at the camera at all. And I do it often. I apologize. Okay, so the last time I talked to you, I had lost nothing, and then I lost 2.8 pounds. Okay, the day after that, I lost another 1.5. So I was all on this, woohoo, I am doing phenomenal on this diet. And that was knowing that I wasn't being great on it. I wasn't having any more carbs, that's for sure. Well, I take that back. I wasn't having any more bread carbs or sweet carbs or anything like that, but I was putting a splattering handful of corn on top of my salads because it tastes so good. I mean, it takes a salad from all right to great just from a little bit of corn. So I went and got a can. I always had these can of corns, and then I put a baggie on top of it after I open it up because now I'm I don't want to get another container out to put just a little bit of corn in, so I just throw a baggie on top of it to help keep it from drying out. But then I went and bought these lids that are actually lids for cat food cans, but they're adjustable, so you can use them on all cans. So now I can use them on the cat food cans because when I give my cat a can of food, it won't eat it, and then it dries out and he doesn't want to eat it all. So they have 3 different rings inside them, so they fit 3 different size cans. So excited. They were decent price too. They weren't terribly expensive. I don't even remember what they were. I want to say they were probably about $1 a lid. I think I had to buy a pack of 5. Not that I need 5 at a time, but anyway. So I'm excited about my new lids for cans. Just a little side note. If anyone's interested in where I got them, or they come in 5 different colors. You get them as a pack. They fit well. They fit cat food cans, and they fit normal size, soup size cans, can of corn, and other sizes too. I didn't really pay attention if there's a size in between or if there's another size smaller that it fits. Anyway, I digress. Excited about my new little purchase. All the little things we get excited about when we don't get out and do much in the past 2 months, right? So I've been doing that with corn. All right, and so I was sprinkling a little mozzarella cheese on there too. Okay. Let's just back up. If you're just joining this channel, you're going to know that I am not a perfect HCGer. I just want to be happy while I'm doing it, and I want to stay on it, and I don't want to get myself too discouraged. So I try to find little cheats, and those were my little cheats. So I'm all proud of myself because after losing 2.8, I lost 1.5. But something didn't agree with me, and so I feel like I talk about bowel movements on every single one of these videos. But nevertheless, here we go again. I had multiple bowel movements during that period of time. So this is really where a lot of the weight was going down. I mean, like, I really went through a complete cleanse. Don't know why. Don't know what I ate that caused this to happen, but my body was just kind of like, whoa, for a couple days there. All right. So after that, after my body kind of regulated itself and realized there's nothing left and we're ready to start accruing again, the day after that, I had a 0 weight loss and 0 weight gain. That was yesterday. And then today, I was up 1.1. So, yeah, not great. Not great. Overall, we're on day 8. And because I gained 1.1, I am at a loss of 3.2 pounds. So that is a little shy of a half a pound a day. And a half a pound a day is my average kind of loss on this diet. To be honest, I usually lose about 15 pounds in a month on it. But numbers are usually greater at the beginning of the diet, and then they kind of taper off later on in the diet. So, so it's not great. So I need to make adjustments, and I will. I will. And I know some of it is the fact that, then in the past 24 hours there wasn't a bowel movement, and now for the next day or two it's probably not going to be great because I probably won't have one for a few more days because that's typical on this diet. I mean, I've gone as much as 2 weeks on this diet without a bowel movement. See previous videos. We're not talking about that today. I'm done. I'm sorry. I bring up bowel movements all the time, but they truly affect the scale for me. So that's why I did. Okay, what I'm going to talk about today is a part of the protocol at the beginning where Dr. Simeons talks about the hypothalamus. Then I pulled a little information off the internet too that other people were talking about and posting about the hypothalamus and how it relates to HCG too. So here we go. I should have just transcribed this and fixed it before I read it to you because I know there's some funky areas, but we'll give it a go. Here we go. For those of us who refused to be discouraged, there remained one slight hope. Buried deep down in the massive human brain, there is a part in which we all have in common with all vertebrate animals, the so-called hypothalamus. Actually, he has the actual technical name. Believe it or not, hypothalamus is not it. It's like diencephalian or something like that. Anyway, I'm just going to say hypothalamus because that's a word that we're all familiar with. Okay, I go back. It is a primitive part of the brain, and it has, in man, been almost smothered by the huge masses of nervous tissues with which we think, reason, and voluntarily move our body. The hypothalamus is the part from which the central nervous system controls all the automatic animal functions of the body, such as breathing, heartbeat, digestion, sleep, sex, urinary system. The autonomous or vegetative nervous system, via the pituitary, the whole interplay of the endocrine. Okay, see, again, this sentence doesn't make sense. We're just going to forget that sentence. Let's move on. It was therefore not unreasonable to suppose that the complex operation of storing and issuing fuel to the body might also be controlled by this hypothalamus. It has long been known that the content of sugar, another form of fuel in the blood, depends on a certain nervous center in the hypothalamus. When this center is destroyed in laboratory animals, they develop a condition rather similar to human stable diabetes. It has also been known that the destruction of another hypothalamus center produces a voracous appetite and a rapid gain in weight in animals which never get fat spontaneously. Okay. So they're talking about rats that are not gaining any weight. They're just normal rats. They eat normally. They damage the hypothalamus, and then this rat gets ferociously hungry and eats a whole bunch. And then they also notice that in some rats that tampering with the hypothalamus would cause diabetes, a condition of diabetes, essentially. So, what did all that mean? We're going to kind of summarize, and I found another. RPNW is a little blog on HCG that I've never found before online, but I kind of like the way that they summarized HCG in the hypothalamus, so this is what I am going to read to you about it. Okay. Now, HCG, this is what it says. I apologize. HCG causes your hypothalamus to move fat out of abnormal fat storage locations, making it available for use. Thus, your body uses calories of fat from abnormal fat stores so that you lose weight. Now, you can see a previous video I have here where it talks about the 3 different types of fat, and we talk about how HCG targets that abnormal fat that gets stored in your body that doesn't normally go. You have like these 3 different fats, and when you gain and lose weight, there's always kind of like the same fat, and there's this other fat that stays there, and then there's the fat that needs to stay there because it surrounds your organs and helps keep your body functioning. So the second fat that is stubborn fat, let's call it, HCG targets and goes to help you lose weight. This is also, let me go on, HCG maintains your normal basal metabolic rate. Now this is just talking about the HCG hormone a little bit, but this goes hand in hand, which is your body's resting energy need. With calorie intake that equals your BMR, your body doesn't go into conservation mode so that you lose weight and feel good. So again, we talk about there's these 3 fats. There's the fat that kind of comes and goes as you gain and lose weight. There's the fat that's the stubborn fat and the fat we need. The stubborn fat here is what HCG goes to after this fat, the initial fat is gone. It goes to this fat over here that's the stubborn fat, as opposed to going into metabolic freeze and not losing anything, or the whole concept of your body thinks that you're starving, so it's going to conserve energy and not burn the fuel it needs. HCG helps target that other fat so that doesn't happen. Your body doesn't go into that conservation mode. Okay, there's one little bit here that they added, and they wrote, finally, HCG resets your hypothalamus so that you don't gain weight in the future. After 40 days on the diet, your body will want to stay on the diet once you stop using HCG. And by want to stay on the diet, it doesn't mean your body's going to want to stay on 500 calories, because you need to have more calories when you're not on the HCG diet. It's just not healthy to live on 500 calories all the time. So just want to clarify, it doesn't say that in here, but I just want to... I should add my little disclaimer at the beginning of all these videos too. I'm not a medical professional. This is just my personal journey. I'm just reporting to you things that I am reading from the protocol and supplemented by what other people have posted. And I just talk about my personal experience. Okay, there we go. All right, so it says, after 40 days on the diet, your body will want to stay on the diet once you stop using HCG. This way, you'll be able to continue losing weight for a few days or even a few weeks after you stop taking HCG. Okay. And if you find that you stop taking HCG and you just increase a little bit of calories, you're going to like 800, 1,000 calories, and you're fine, don't fight it. It's okay. Let your body continue to lose weight afterwards, especially when you're in the habit of doing that. So this whole concept of resetting your hypothalamus that they talk about is something that I heard about a lot right before I ever did this diet for the very first time. And the gal who introduced me to it talked a lot about it. And this is how she explained it. And I know this isn't a previous video, but if you haven't come across it, because I know there's a ton of videos that are getting posted now on my channel that are getting, as if I'm not in control of it, that I have posted in the past few months. So let me just reiterate this whole resetting of the hypothalamus. This is how it was kind of explained to me and how it makes sense. Your hypothalamus kind of regulates what you're burning and how much you're burning, and whether you go into a conservation mode and try to hold on to the fat, or it lets you allow the burning of the fat. Okay, and it does many other things. Okay, so the hypothalamus is an important organ in our brain that we need. All right, so what happens is, according to things that I've read, this resetting is that after you have gone 30, 40 days or more eating a very restrictive diet, your brain gets used to that. So your brain, your hypothalamus, basically sort of as it's regulating things, it's used to the amount of food you eat on a normal day. So prior to HCG, we basically always eat about the same amount of food every day. I mean, I would love to eat 8,000 calories a day, but I don't because it would just make me uncomfortable. I get to a certain amount every day, and that amount I usually push the edge of it because I enjoy the taste of food so much. I enjoy the experience of eating food so much, so I kind of push beyond my I'm just full level and I eat more, and that's why I continue to gain weight. So as I'm doing this and I'm kind of doing more, your hypothalamus is continuing to reset itself, and it's kind of like, okay, this is your new normal. This is about the amount of food that you should be eating. I'm sorry, let me turn that off. This is the reminder that I have a class in 15 minutes. All right, might go one more time, I'm not sure. All right, so you're going to go 40 days on this diet, etc., however many days you're doing it, and 21 days to whatever. Okay. After a month of eating just 500 calories a day, your hypothalamus kind of goes, oh, this is what we're doing now? Okay. All right. I got it. So it is going to make you also continue to burn calories. It changes your metabolic resting burning rate. So it's burning calories at this lower rate and you're not as hungry anymore. Now, I mean, I don't know. This is what I've read. And I hope it's all true. I do. I mean, I've always heard people before too that your stomach just physically starts to shrink over time, and then you just get full because your stomach is smaller because it's kind of a living organ, and not kind of, it is an organ. And it expands and shrinks as you gain and lose weight and the amount of food you put in it. So how much is just the physical stomach thing and how much of it is the hypothalamus? Is it a combination of a little bit of both? I don't know. But I wanted to share this information with you because this is the stuff that I've gathered over the past couple years of kind of being off this diet, and give you a visual, I guess, to what might be going on inside. I guess sometimes if you just feel like you're throwing darts at a dartboard, like I'm taking these random drops or injections or patches or however it is you're receiving your HCG, and I'm now not eating this amount. I'm only eating this amount of food, and I'm losing weight. I guess just because I'm eating less food. I mean, there's the logic that goes there too. So apparently being on HCG helps with the whole hypothalamus reset that's going on. Know also that your stomach is also shrinking, so that's helping too at the same time. And I feel like there's one more thing I was going to share with you, but now it's slipped my mind. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. What I really should do some research on, I'm kind of going back and going over the stuff in the protocol that I didn't go over last time I went through this round, and hitting on the topics that I haven't talked about yet. But I really should go back and talk about, as I'm going through this, I will find all those little bits because I feel like I would have talked about it, but I don't feel like I really discussed a whole lot about. Don't you hate it when people like go round and round and round? It's called circumlocutions. Circumlocution. I haven't used the word in so long. I learned about it when I in my behavioral neurology class when I was getting my degree in speech therapy. Circumlocutions, when you talk around and around and around something, but you don't actually mention what it is. I mean, it's something that happens after a stroke when somebody can't recall what a word is, so they'll just kind of talk and describe. That's the original intent of the word, but I just kind of did it right there. And when other people do that in conversation, it drives me nuts. I'm like, get to the point. So I apologize. Hypocrite. See, and the reason why is because then this happens. What was I even talking about? I don't even know. I was talking about losing weight. Oh, things that I didn't discuss before, and what's happening. How, like, what would be the difference if you cheated on this diet? What would be the difference of cheating by having some carbs that are whole carbs, like natural carbs, like some pieces of corn or some beans, versus having some fats on the diet? Like, which one's really worse because you're not supposed to have either of those on the diet, versus just eating more calories than you should on the diet? Hmm. Good question, huh? Yeah. All right, before we go, I guess I didn't discuss what I ate the past couple days. So the past 2 days, I've just had one salad, but I did have a little bit of peanuts. Okay, fat, not supposed to have it. So that's what I'm going to have to change going forward for sure, is that not taking a handful of peanuts to eat as a snack later on in the day. Eliminating the peanuts now. There we go. So sad. I love peanuts. Oh. So 2 days ago, I ate a salad with an egg in it. No, I had 2 eggs in it. I had 2 eggs in it. A little bit of mozzarella cheese and a splattering of corn on it and honey mustard dressing. Okay, all of those are not great. That was not great, other than the actual huge bowl of lettuce, which it was, but then all the little toppings were not amazing. Now, eggs, as we talked about before, you can have occasionally on the diet as your protein for something different. And I just did it because, like, I just didn't have another protein in the house, and I had hard-boiled eggs sitting in a bowl. So there we go. That's why I put 2 eggs in it. All right. And then I lost nothing when I got on the scale the next day after that. But again, I don't think it's there's not a direct correlation. But anyway. And then yesterday, I went and got some chicken, and I cooked up a whole bunch of chicken, and I got my Tastefully Simple salt seasoning that I love. And salt's okay on this diet, but again, know that salt is going to affect your overall um, um, I need more sleep at night. Retention of water. There we go. And that then affects what the scale is saying. So, is it weight gain? Yeah. Is it fat weight gain? No. It's water weight gain, nevertheless. Um, it's so good. Tastefully Simple seasoning salt. But I'm going to try, I will tell you, my daughter told me about a seasoning salt that she loves from Trader Joe's that's in a jar like this big, and it's $1.99. I swear to God, I think I paid $8 or something like that for these bottle of. I mean, it was a ridiculously expensive amount of money for this Tastefully Simple seasoning salt. I just haven't found anything that tastes as good as it, so I broke down and bought 4 bottles because of the shipping the other day. So I have it for a little while. But I haven't had it in like at least 6 months, if not longer. So I put that on the chicken, and amazing. I mean, this seasoning salt's so good, I think I could eat tilapia with it. That, like, kind of yucky, fishy smelling tilapia, which is much cheaper than the cod. So I might give it a try. I have to look and see if I have any left in the freezer. I don't think I do, though. Otherwise, I would have had it the other day. So I cooked up all the chicken, and then I cut it into like broke it up into small pieces as I was cooking it all up. But the seasoning salt was so good, and picking. I was picking as I was eating it. Oh, this is a tiny little piece. Oh, yeah, it does taste good. Does it need more salt? Just justifying in my brain, tiny little pieces. And then I put some on top of a bed of lettuce. I did no cheese. I did do a little bit of corn on it too. And then I tried to do less dressing, but I didn't really measure. I just know that the day before the dressing was more, it felt like really well coated, and I try not to make it really well coated. So I did a little bit less yesterday. But I had a 1.1 gain. So, and I had a handful of peanuts again. Yeah. And this one I had a big handful. Usually when I scoop in, I just take a little bit So I don't know how many I have, 20 peanuts or something like that. But I took a larger scoop yesterday. So the salt with the peanuts and the salt with on the chicken is not great. The fact I still had a little bit of corn and then I'm having some fats, none of that is HCG appropriate. And normally I can get by with those little cheats and still lose because I'm just having one salad a day. So we're going to have to see what happens in the future here. But first things first, goodbye peanuts. If you've seen me on any other rounds, I've gone through this before too, where I think I can get by having peanuts because my brain starts to go, well, you're probably in ketosis now, so it's okay to have some things as long as you're not having like a piece of bread or a chip or something like that. But it's not okay. It's not okay. All right. This is longer than I expected it to be today. Good luck to all of you. I don't know when I'll be in touch again. I have no idea. Well, today I'll start preparing a topic for the next time I get together. Maybe it seems like a lot of research and I have a lot of stuff to do. Luckily, it's going to be a very hot, 90-something, and very humid day today. So, not leaving the house, and hopefully I can knock a bunch of stuff out. I just got piles of paperwork and phone calls to make and just stuff to do. Class is starting. This was a long video. I'm sorry. All right. I'll see you in the future. Good luck to all of you. Stay on your diet. Don't give up. And I'll see you soon. Bye.